Hi, good evening. It's today where everyone is busy with the coronavirus. So, Anani Gamas Chelki. It came to mind when I davened the Ma'ariv. So we daven Ma'ariv, we daven Shemini Esrei, we say the bracha of Refoeinu, Hashem should heal. And then we say the bracha, Boreich oleinu, the bracha of Parnasa. So what's the connection? First healing and then Parnasa. What came to mind at the moment was that we see the economy is shaking when people aren't healthy. That came to mind at the moment, and I figured I have to look it up. I remember the Gemara in Masechet Megillah Daf Yud Zayin Amud Beis talks about the whole that Shimon Havkuli had his the Shemini Esrei Rochos Lefnei Reb Gamliel al Seder B'Yavne. Shimon Havkuli organized the 18 brachos of Shemini Esrei in front of Reb Gamliel in this particular order in Yavne, and the Gemara all gives a whole long explanation down the Amid on the organization, why this bracha is first, anyway. So when the Gemara talks about Refoeinu and Boreich oleinu, the bracha on healing is the 8th, because Mila is the 8th day. And then why the bracha for Parnasa, Boreich oleinu, is the 9th bracha? So, because there's a pasuk in Tehillim, Lashna Gemara, Umaro uloimer birchas hashonim b'tshiyas, Omer Reb Alexandri keneged mafkiya shiorim. Tchsiv shvoir zeroya rosha v'David ki amre b'tshiyas amre. So, a little, the 9th capital of Tehillim, which we see as the 10th, capital Yud, but Rashi explains that we consider Ashrei and Lomarok Shigoyim, meaning capital Aleph and capital Beis, we consider one capital. We have it in the Gemara in Psachim also. We have it in many places. Maybe in Brachos I also remember such a Gemara that Ashrei and Lomarok Shigoyim are considered one. We have it in Brachos Lagabe that capital Kuf Daled is considered Kuf Gimel. We have it in Masechtas Psachim, I think that somewhere about the capital in Howell, that it's one before, because Ashrei Ho'ish and Lomarok Shigoyim, which is capital Aleph and Beis, are considered one capital. So, if according to this, let's talk about capital Yud in our print, but what the Gemara refers to as the 9th capital of Tehillim. So we have over there a pasuk, Tes Vav, capital Yud, pasuk Tes Vav, Shevoir Zeroya Rasha. We ask Hashem to break down the arms of the wicked, the raw and bad, Tidrish Rishoy Baltimtza, and the bad one should seek his wickedness and just won't find it. So the Pshat, if we look in the Mekores Gedolos and the Chumash and with all the Mefarshim, in Tehillim with all the Mefarshim, I did not find this Pshat of the Gemara here. However, I'll tell you how the Gemara here in Megillah with Rashi in the Gemara Masechtas Megillah, how he learns this pasuk. The Gemara says that this pasuk Shvoir Zerei Arosha refers to the Mafkiya She'arim. Mafkiya She'arim means those who pull up the prices, which is bad for the economy. And therefore, since this pasuk is in the 9th chapter, the 9th capital, Therefore, the bracha of Birchas Hashonim Boreich oleinu, which is the bracha for Parnasa, is the ninth bracha of Shmini Esrei. Let's see what Rashi says. Why Shavoir Zirei Arosha? This pasuk is bedavke, specifically targeted towards the mafkiya sha'arim, those who turn up the prices, rocket sky high. So Rashi says, how do we see that? How do we know that? Because we have a few psukim before that. We have the pasuk. It's actually in pasuk Ches Yeshiv, and again in the Mefarshim, in the Mekras Gedolos, I did not see this pshat. I see it only in Rashi on the Gemara. Yeshiv b'marav chatzeirim, he will sit in the cave where of the field. B'mistorim yari noki, he will hide, and from a hidden spot he will aim and kill the innocent people. Did I say the correct pasuk? Oh, I'm sorry, the next pasuk. Yerev, he will aim bamistor, in a hidden spot, ka'aryeh, as a lion, besukoi, in its tent. Yerev, he will aim lachtoif, only to rob the poor person. Yachtoif oni, he will catch the oni, the poor person, b'moshche b'rishtei. So Rashi explains that's not the typical robber. The typical robber aims for the wealthy, not for the poor. By aiming for the poor, you see that it's not a typical robber. This robber is actually the wealthy guy who robs the poor by turning up the prices. And since we're talking about a wealthy robber robbing the poor, therefore David HaMelech says to the Eibishter, to Hashem, Shvoir, break down Zeroya Rosha, the arms of the wicked. And this pasuk is said in the 9th chapter of Tehillim, when we count Ashrei Ha'ish, capital Aleph, and capital Beis and Lomer Shigoyim as one. So Yud would have been Tet. So the 9th capital. So Boreich oleinu is the 9th bracha, refers to Shvoir Zerei Rosha. Now, in our time, we see that in a time when the world needs healing, the Rosha, which are the wealthy, it's kind of works together. They pick up the prices. Baruch Hashem, that the law in the United States is that the items needed in times of emergency is not allowed to be picked up the price more than 10% than before. Baruch Hashem, we gotta thank Hashem for that, and let's hope that people will follow the rules given, and we should get out of this situation very soon with a lot of healing, a lot of well-being, and a lot of an abundance with good in Parnasa, and prices shouldn't be rocket sky, and it should be, the economy should boom again, and we should have a lot of Parnasa for all of us. Call to have a good night. Sleep well, recharge, get up in the morning, fresh